Good evening. It is Sunday, August 20th at 1:03 p.m. This is Jonathan Elijah Bowers with JEBSEO.com. In this video, I want to talk about actions you can take on your website today to improve your SEO rankings. So first off, let's talk about questions to build your understanding. Tending to your foundation is something that I believe, from an epistemological understanding, helps you build more building blocks, success conditions, and dissolving bottlenecks, which can cause resistance and a lot of drag to your life. So the reason why I'm building this recording out for y'all is so you guys can have a better understanding on what the difference between crawlability versus indexation on the internet, on the World Wide Web, means to you and how it can benefit your web presence, social media platform, or your brand's entity. So without further ado, let's talk about crawlability versus indexation. What is the history of the spider via the web? Why do people call it the spider? So we got our trusty buddy over here, google.com, and as we can see here on the knowledge graph, a web crawler or spider is a type of bot that typically is operated by search engines like Google, Bing, Amazon, YouTube. The purpose is to index the content of all websites on the internet, really, and so those websites can appear in search engine results. So we go down a little bit here. This by techtarget.com is a pretty good presentation, little infograph that can help us better form building blocks and reduce bottlenecks. So let's scroll on down to this image right here. Essentially, the basic structure of web crawlers throughout the history of the internet is you have a crawling robot, a spider for instance. It crawls web pages, unique resource locations, it stores it in an index. So for instance, Google has an index, YouTube's got an index, and a lot of the websites in the 1990s had index or directories to help people locate information, names, addresses, phone numbers. So what these robots do is they fetch data, then they send the data to the index. So they fetch data via a ranking algorithm. For instance, there's Google Penguin, there is the mobile get-in, which took place in 2015, which I'll talk about a little bit more in detail towards the end of this video. And essentially, people like you and I, human beings, we have queries. We search for different phrases, terminologies, questions, answers, discovering more answers and building your understanding with building blocks and trying to remove those pesky bottlenecks, really. So we're focusing on building blocks here, and you get results. So this is what web crawlers do. Web crawlers help people understand answers or to ask more questions about the internet, like what is a healthy way to improve diet? You know, how can I get a girl to hop in bed with me? Or how can you improve your income with search engine optimization with advertising? So really, this video is geared towards actions that you can take today on your website to improve your SEO. So hit the subscribe button. You do like my content. I'm really building myself more and more in 2023 now with these videos, so I can educate and continue to help you understand and build more building blocks so you can improve and make more money online with your business, product, service, social media, whatever it is you want to do online. It can be profitable. So right here we got Yoast.com. So let's continue more about crawlability and indexation, because this is a topic of discussion that a lot of folks don't really understand very well. And I want to be able to reduce blurriness and to attest to clarity. So a search engine like Google consists of three things: a crawler, an index, and an algorithm. So a crawler, like a spider, follows links. So it goes from point A to point B. It does this 24/7. And algorithms really help people understand trustworthiness, authoritativeness, and organic resources. So these spiders are becoming more and more smart every day. So a fun fact is a crawler is called a robot, a bot, or a spider, and it's because of the webs that exists within the internet. So some actionable steps that we can take today to improve your SEO is a copyscape. This is a really good resource that can help you copyright content that is not plagiarized. You do not want your content to be matching someone else's content and copying someone else on the World Wide Web. That being said, if you are, let's say, a dentist, chiropractor, or a doggy daycare owner, really, your content, the words on your webpage must be unique, authoritative, and really organic, and the trustworthiness that you build on your site with that unique content can help establish more trust with that uniqueness. So really, with content, we have keyword density. So with Copyscape right here, you can search for your page on the web and it'll pull up every page on the internet that Copyscape indexes with their robots, and it matches and sees, well, this person has a website that matches this one, so that may look a little sketchy. So what I would say is utilize the service, copyscape.com. It's absolutely 100% free to use, and it really helps you have your own unique resource location without copying some other clown on the web. Next, I want to talk about is Grammarly. Congruency, easy to understand concepts and call to actions with grammatically correct content improve your conversion rates. So from a human perspective, having your content personalized, not plagiarized, and natural can really help you improve conversion rates on your website. Also from an indexation spider perspective, these spiders want to be able to read content that is congruent and clean, because if you're the expert, you want to prove you're the expert, you're the expert. So this is really something that can help you out. Grammarly, for instance, has a free to use service, but there are also plans that you can utilize with your projects, social media, emails, and messaging to help you sound competent, and you can be more confident within the currents that you operate in parallel. So what are the implications with distinctions formed by robots and humans? So trust is built with congruent content. You want to prove you're the expert, you believe you're the expert, and you know it. This forms trust elements. So I want to pull up a few websites of a correct and incorrect website. So correct website, for instance, in terms of so it's grammatically correct, we can go to my site here. That's JEBSEO.com. I utilize Grammarly for my content because I want everything to resonate, to synchronize, so that spiders can understand that, hey, this content is not plagiarized, it was written by me, and we can understand better that, like, hey, the content here is grammatically clear. So a lot of what I utilized here is congruent, clean, and it is matching, so no one else on the web has a web page just like mine. I'm actually going to skip the incorrect website. I'd rather just go ahead and focus on what is correct. So this is sort of an impromptu kind of video where I'm not really reading from a script because I want it to appear more natural. But my website is not plagiarized, and it is congruent. Lastly, I want to talk about is the mobile-friendly test. The mobile-friendly test, Google's 2015 Mobilegeddon was an algorithm change that really shook the web. So here is an article by Search Engine Journal about, like, what is Mobilegeddon? Like, why is mobile-friendly algorithm changes so important? Well, they posted this message on the Webmaster Central blog right here, and they just pretty much described what the difference between a website of being a mobile friendly is and what is it not. So for instance, we got this little simple infographic right here. As you can see here, the condensation, or the condensed version of your website is easier for people on tablets, on devices, Android, iPhones, to better surf your site. On opposition, the opposition is right here, that it can be very difficult to read what you have on your website. So really just making sure that your website is congruent. It helps out with the crawlability and indexation of your sites too. What actions can the webmaster take to improve index readability and SEO rankings? So what I recommend here is a plugin on WordPress that you can use is the accelerated mobile pages. This is AMP. This is an additional layer of the algorithm that was derived from Mobilegeddon to help users improve their mobile experience, to improve functionality for WordPress sites. I highly recommend this tool to improve your accelerated mobile pages. Lastly, the mobile-friendly test via Google right here. I'm going to post this link on the notepad. That is search.google.com/test/mobile-friendly. So let's just enter a URL here. We're going to enter JEBSEO.com. I heard that guy's pretty cool. So we're going to test this URL. It's going to take a minute or two for things to test. So while it's testing, I want to talk about the importance of everything I've been talking about. So having a page that is not plagiarized, unique in a sense, grammatically correct, improves conversions. Also, spiders can go ahead and read your site and say like, oh, okay, yeah, well, the grammar is good, so it's not plagiarized, it's unique, and it is mobile friendly, which means people who utilize these devices will be able to surf via mobile without having errors and slow load times. So that really does help improve your SEO rankings. So you can see here the page is usable on mobile. It's been crawled successfully today at 1:15 p.m. and really just yeah, as you can see, everything is resonating fully, which is very good. So yeah, this video was really just me talking about actions you can take on your website today to improve your SEO rankings. If you have questions, comments, or concerns, fill out my discovery form at jebseo.com/discovery-form. So hit me a subscribe if you liked this content. I plan on sending more content out in the future. Every day I'm going to create a video where I'm just talking about different factors that go into ranking, and these 3 factors right here can really help you rank higher on the search engines like Google, Yahoo, or Bing by just implementing these minimal factors. There's way more factors to talk about in the future, but yeah.